Welcome everybody to the Feeding Frenzy Friday. My name is Brian. This is where we break down the Friday featured asset from Notes Direct. If you're someone looking to buy notes and you want an expert opinion, this is the place to be. We have Scott Tyler, a veteran of almost 30 years in the note business, giving us his thoughts on these notes. If this is a value to you, we would love for you to just smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, click that bell notification so that you get a notification every single time we post one of these videos ahead of the emails. Let's go. All right, well, we've got a very special treat today. How you doing, Scott?
Brian, I'm doing great, man. First quarter's over. It's in the books. Hope everybody had a great first quarter, and we're looking forward to the second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought what we'd do that's a little unique today that we normally don't do here on Feeding Frenzy is kind of go through some numbers to help you better understand kind of some things that are going on in Notes Direct, some things we're actually kind of proud of, but it'll also help you get a better sense of how much traction is really happening in the note business and why now's a great time to get involved. And so, Scott, kind of walk us through a couple of highlights about really what happened in this first quarter, and we'll kind of chat a little bit about it.
Yeah, Brian, I mean, I think it's vital, man, that we kind of deliver some information about what's going on our platform, because each week you and I give a video of an asset that we're looking at and saying, hey guys, this is a good one to purchase. So, hey, we've got some great stats for our platform at notesdirect.com, and first quarter alone, we sold almost 100 assets off there, 98 assets in the first quarter alone. So we're real proud of that stat, Brian.
Yeah, that's huge. And for those of you who stick around to the end, we're actually going to be talking about if this is something you want to get involved, you want to be able to either broker notes to us or bring notes to us or buy notes from us. We're going to kind of get into that a little bit more. So over 100 notes, about how much money are we talking about, when we talk about notes?
Yeah, I mean, it was quite a bit. It was over $3 million in capital that investors on Notes Direct deployed for the first quarter, over $1 million a month in assets bought and deployed. So as you can see, people, even during a pandemic, I mean, even during, we're kind of fighting our way through that, different states and around, but I mean, still over $3 million deployed in the first quarter. Very, very proud of that.
Yeah, and I think when you start to do that math, what you see is that a lot of these notes are very affordable.
Oh,
right.
For sure.
We're not talking about notes that, you got to have 400 grand to be able to get into the game kind of thing. This is something that you can jump into, really start to grow your wealth, increase your cash flow, and obviously get more secured cash flow coming in and that kind of stuff. So this next stat right here that I saw that we were talking about is the percentage of the unpaid balance. Kind of walk us through what that means.
Yeah, and so if a note is $100,000 balance, Brian, these investors paid $80,000 for it, right? So there's almost 20% discount on average that these investors were getting for purchasing these notes over the first quarter. So that's huge, 20% discount off a note. I mean, that's a large number.
And for those of you who are newer to notes, what you got to understand is that 20% he's talking about is just equity. Like, it's just free money. So if it's an 8% note, you get 8% return plus your equity, which means your yield or your return on investment is going to be higher than 8%. And so it helps to give you a little bit more protection in the deal. And obviously it gets you a better return on investment, right?
Exactly. And you mentioned a minute ago that these loans are affordable on Notes Direct. Average balance, you just pulled it up right there, a little under $40,000. So yeah, this is a great place to, where you're deploying cash, but you're not deploying the whole bank. You're not having to spend $150,000 to get those kind of returns. So another great number, and very proud of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And this last one says 65% of investors transferred servicing to a new servicer of their choice. Now, let me be very clear about what this means, right? This means that the notes you're buying, they already have a servicer. You don't need to change the servicer. But what you're going to do in any business is you're going to build relationships with your vendors and partners in that space, right? And so it's no different. We want to have a third party, disconnected, compliant servicer who's going to collect all those payments for us. We don't want to have to call borrowers and say, hey, where's the payments, right? That's kind of the world of the landlords. We want to play more the world of the banks. And so this is saying 65% of these people said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and put this with a note servicer that I already have a relationship with, or maybe, hey, I've already got some other notes with you. So if you're brand new and you're trying to get your first note, don't worry about changing the note servicer. You're going to be buying a note with the note servicer. And guess what? That's the fastest way to build a relationship.
That's exactly right. And then over time, if it's your first or second note, you're going to build those same relationships, just like these 65% of the people that bought did. So
Yeah.
that's huge.
Absolutely. And so coming up here next Thursday, the April offering is going to be coming out for Notes Direct. So keep an eye on your email if you're on our email list. If you're not, man, get engaged with us. Start getting those emails coming in. And the first quarter was strong, but the second quarter is going to be absolutely fantastic. We've got some new third-party vetted sellers who are going to be bringing us some new assets to basically sell on Notes Direct, right? And that's going to increase the amount of volume, the amount of notes that we can have available to you in the second quarter. And Scott, I want to do a kind of a little bit of a transition to talk about maybe how some other people can get involved and kind of what some next steps could be if they're new or if they're seasoned.
Yeah, I mean it's a simple process. If anybody has a note that they want to list on this platform, we make it very simple. You can email support@notesdirect.com, ask for a package. I'll typically give you a call first and just kind of give you a broad stroke of how it works, but we'll send you what we call a listing process. It lays out exactly the process to do this. I'll send you a transaction fee agreement laying out, all the terms of the listing are, and then basically a data tape, Brian. It's simple. If you're in the note business, it's just like a submission worksheet. You're basically just telling me, give me all the terms of the loan, when it sold, what it sold for, interest rate, term, what's left, last paid, next due. So yeah, very simple. And we encourage anybody that has that, please reach out. We'd love to list your loan for you.
Well, thank you so much, Scott, for taking some time to walk through that with us. If this asset is for you, make sure you do your due diligence and then go and click that purchase button. Go out and make it happen. Take action. If you want to see more notes, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure you click that bell notification to get the latest updates so that as soon as we post these videos, you're getting the information ahead of the emails. If you're new to Notes or you want to learn more about Notes, you should register for our one-day deeper dive class through our sister company, Note School. It is a one-day deeper dive class to cover everything from creative financing, creating your own notes, learning how to wholesale and flip notes, things like performing notes and selling partials, what it looks like to make some big money with some bad debts through non-performing notes. It's a wonderful full day class. You could register for that class below. For the rest of you, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week on the Feeding Frenzy Friday.